Alexios Komnenos, Byzantine emperor, led his army to meet the Scythian hordes in battle. For good luck, he carried one of the holiest relics in Christendom, the veil that belonged to Mary. At least it was believed to be so. Unfortunately, it didn't help. Not only was his army defeated, but as he fled, the emperor was stabbed from behind. To make matters worse, a strong wind made the relic too heavy to carry, so he stashed it in some bush as he escaped. But even as he fled, he managed to slay some of Scythians and rescue a few comrades. At least this is how Alexios' daughter Anna recounted the story, writing nearly 60 years later. She spent the last decade of her life creating a 500-page history of her father's reign called the Alexiad. Written in Greek, the book was modeled after ancient Greek epics and historical writings. But Anna had a different, trickier task than the writers in these traditions, which is as a princess, she was writing about her own family. She had to balance her loyalty to her kin with her obligation to portray events accurately, navigating issues like Alexios's embarrassing stab from behind, a lifetime of participation in her father's government prepared her for this. She was born in 1083, shortly after her father seized control of the Roman Empire, following a decade of brutal civil wars and revolts. The empire was deep in decline when he came to power and was threatened from all sides by the Turks in the east, Normans in the west, and Scythian raiders to the north. Over the course of Anna's childhood and adolescence, Alexios fought constant military campaigns to secure the frontiers of the empire, even striking up an uneasy alliance with the Crusaders. Meanwhile, in Constantinople, Anna fought her own battle. She was expected to study subject considered proper for a princess, and she also preferred myth and philosophy. At age 15, she was married to quell old conquests between the Crusaders' families and to strengthen Alexios' reign. Then, after Alexios' death, Anna's brother John ascended to the throne, and Anna turned back to philosophy and scholarship. Her husband had written a history arguing that his grandfather would have made a better emperor than Alexios, and obviously Anna disagreed. She began working on this book which I said called the Alexia, which made the case for her father's merits as emperor. Spanning the late 11th and early 12th centuries of Byzantine history, the Alexiad recounts the tumultuous events of Alexios' reign and Anna's own reaction to those events, like bursting into tears at the thoughts of the death of her parents and husband. She may have included these emotional passages in hopes that they would make her writing more palatable to a society that believed women shouldn't write about battles and empires, while her writing to her father was evident in her favorable account of his reign. She did include some criticism and her negative opinions of the events. In the centuries after her death, Anna's Alexiad was copied over and over and remains an invaluable eyewitness account of Alexios' reign today. And through her epic historical narrative, Anna secured her own place in history.